Hi, I'm Skylar, and welcome to Yelling from the Couch.
Thank you, Skylar, for that introduction right there. Appreciate it. She's introduced us a few times on here, so hey, it's always fun to involve the kids a little bit, huh, Gordon?
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Gordon? We missed last week for the college football edition. We got together with the NFL last night, and not a whole lot going on last week college-wise with Christmas and everything coming up. We set that one out, but boy, we've got some coming up this week, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of good games. We got a lot. Games I think there's going to be a couple surprises. Well, at least one I'm thinking about. But did you hear about some of the news about that team up north?
I just heard that Kyle Whittingham is the new head coach there.
Yeah, they hired Kyle Whittingham. He's a good defensive coach, so I think that was a decent hire,
especially this point of the time.
Yeah, but one of their former offensive coordinators has been get investigated for aggravated ID theft. They just can't stop stealing. Must have been signs.
It must have been.
And then the one they had last year, Chip Lindsey, he's becoming the offensive coordinator for the Missouri Tigers. But ID theft charges, I was like...
Perfect for Michigan, right?
Yeah. What's your name? Well, my name's Scott. No, it's not. It's my name now. I beat you with this bat. ID theft.
Speaking of Chips, I seen Chip Kelly is named the offensive coordinator at Northwestern.
I bet he's still kicking himself in the rear end for leaving Ohio State.
Oh, I guarantee he is. He went to Vegas for a little bit, and boy, that was a disaster. So he's back in the college game. I think he'll do decent there for them.
Yeah, well, can't be any worse than what they was doing. He's a good offensive coordinator, just not the pro level.
No, definitely not the pro level, but college, not too bad. So, since last we spoke on here, Gordon, we had 12 teams in the playoff, and now we're down to 8. We got the quarterfinals coming up starting tomorrow. But if you want to recap a little bit of the games before, not a whole lot of good ones going on. The only good one was probably Miami and Texas A&M. Upset Texas A&M. They were the underdogs.
Yeah, 10-3, wasn't it?
Something horrible. Sacked Marcel Reed 7 times in that game. Good game for the defense for Miami, but if you don't like offense, you like offense, that wasn't the game for you.
No, that was actually, I enjoyed watching that game. Well, I've told you before, I love good defensive games. Not low-scoring games because offenses are trash. Not like a Raiders and Titans game, but good defensive games where the defense is the reason why the passes are being missed, not just because dude can't throw the ball for shit. I like that game. That was a really good game. The other one was surprising. Alabama finally got that Sooner monkey off their back. So that ended up being
they pulled the little upset there.
Yeah, Oklahoma dominated first half. Bama dominated the second half. Really good game. I like that game. That game was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. That was probably the game of the weekend, I would say. And then you've got the other 2 games. Tulane gets destroyed by Ole Miss, and then James Madison gets destroyed by Oregon. Kind of what we expected.
Yeah, James Madison put up more points than what you thought they would, though, but not nearly enough.
No, not nearly enough at all. But now that'll bring us to the quarterfinals, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. What'd you think overall the first round of the college football playoffs, Gordon?
Mixed emotions. 2 heavyweight fights that were really good, and 2 of them that you could have called. We both called it over a week beforehand, and we was there. I think we both said Oregon would cover the spread, and it'd still go over, and it did.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to see from Oregon with Will Stein, Kentucky's future head coach. I wanted to see him put up a lot of offensive points because he's the offensive coordinator. They put up 51, so I'd like to see that. Didn't care if they won or lost, just like to see him have a good showing on offense.
Oh, God, yeah. And they did, too, because, really, let's be honest. There's some players on James Madison that could be in a Power 4 school, and the big ones, but not their offensive line. And they played really well considering how far overly matched they were. It was like college versus JV in high school. That's what it looked like.
I think it was 35-0 or something like that by the time we ended the podcast.
Oh yeah, it was a royal beatdown, and it was bad.
Yeah, it was. And we missed that one a little bit, but that's all right.
Well, hey, dead clock's right twice a day. That's me. I'm a dead clock. I'm right twice a day. I wasn't right then.
No, and I rode with you there. Solidarity, and boy, did not turn out well for us. But, Gordon, do you have any yell or no yell topics this week?
No, not really. I don't.
Okay,
I
I've got
wasn't thinking
one.
about that. I was doing some research on the games, the big games coming up.
I got you. Well, I've got one here, so let's go ahead and let's hit it right now. And it is now time for.
Now, it's time for Yell or No Yell.
All right, so the only topic then we've got this week, yell or no yell. It's okay if you get a group of 5 school in the playoffs. Don't put 2 in, because those 2 games right there are basically buys for the 5th seed and the 6th seed. What do you think, Gordon?
Oh, I'm going to yell with you there. I think they should play at least one Power 4 school before they can get in. I mean, I'm not talking about the bottom dwellers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about play someone, don't have to be the top, but at least somewhere, a team that's respectable somewhere in the middle. Like, for example, in the Big Ten, Nebraska, they're not great, but they're not terrible either. See how they play against them. And if they get trounced, even if they go 11-1 other than that, nah, don't let them in, because if Nebraska can trounce you, you're not very good.
Well, I mean, Tulane, that was a rematch against Ole Miss. Ole Miss beat them down the first time. It's like, at least be competitive in the game that you lose. If not, you don't deserve to be in this playoff.
No. And I said, that's why I sent you later. I said, yeah, Ole Miss said it was just a carbon copy of their first matchup this year. Yep. I mean, almost to a T, almost the same final score, because they got whooped.
Yeah, they did. It was a bad showing for Tulane. James Madison, like you said, they put up a lot of points, but they've never really felt like they were in the game. So, just put the best 12 teams in there. Don't care what conference they're from. Put the best 12 in there. Don't add a group of 5 if a group of 5 team does not deserve to be in there. And I don't think either one of them really deserve to be in there this year. I don't like Notre Dame. I know we trashed Notre Dame on here a few weeks ago and got, some things started with some Notre Dame fans, but I'd have put Notre Dame in over them.
We got a lot of views on that short.
We sure did.
I think it was like, 4,300 or something, 48, something like that?
Something crazy like that, but I would have put them in ahead of these 2 teams, actually.
I think Duke would have been better. No, they didn't. Vanderbilt. Yeah, you're right there. Put in Vanderbilt or Notre Dame. Either one of them teams deserve to be in because of who they played.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah, and Alabama.
Yeah. Any one of them teams would have been better off. Like, if you get a chance where these group of 5 teams, they're undefeated and they beat a Power 4 school, like you said, a middle-of-the-pack Power 4 school, they've earned their way in, sure, why not? We'll throw one in here. Like at Boise State the year they beat Oklahoma. They probably would have made they would have made a game. I mean, they may have made the quarterfinal at that point in time. But Tulane, James Madison, neither one of them deserve to be there this year, and that's what I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah, well, I agree with you, obviously, but I do got one. I'm going to bring up something. It's something we talked about last night a little bit. These headshots, I don't think the penalty is stiff enough in college, and it's most definitely not stiff enough in NFL.
So, do you think that targeting should be a penalty in the NFL? You think they should adopt the targeting call in the NFL?
Yeah, I think the penalty in college shouldn't be, the rest of that game in the first half of the next game. If they do it in the second half, it should be the rest of that game and the following game complete, just a whole game.
I like it.
And NFL, because they're professionals and they should know better because they've been taught this, because this has been going on for about, 15, 16 years?
Yeah, targeting's been around for a while now.
So they have plenty of time. College, they knew they got kicked out. I don't think it should be a penalty. The penalty should be half the distance to the goal. I don't care if you're on the 2-yard line, you're called for targeting. You're giving them 49 years of field man. It's like a pass interference on the 50.
Yeah.
You move half the distance to the goal,
regardless
of where it's at. And the players kicked out of that game in the next 2 games and half their yearly salary. I guarantee it'll stop. When you start hitting the pocketbooks, they quit.
Yeah, you would think so. I'm going to yell with you here. I think that, I like taking them out the rest of the game and the next game as well and adopting it for the NFL, because unnecessary roughness 15-yard penalty and maybe a fine, maybe not, doesn't do anything for them. Like you said, give them that penalty, make them set out the next game, then give them the fine. They'll stop that at that point in time.
Yeah, and make it a hefty fine. You lose half your season's wages on a hit, guarantee you're going to stop doing it.
Some of these guys miss a couple game checks. That can hurt them, especially defensive players that aren't, making big bucks. You take a couple game checks away from them, they'll stop that real quick.
I said, if you do that and you find them, not a couple game checks, half their yearly salary for a headshot.
And that'll definitely do it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of a way to try to get them to quit, because they want to take the injuries out of the NFL and stuff. Well, you're gonna have to hit him in the wallet because finding them and stuff ain't doing nothing. Penalties ain't doing nothing.
Yep. I'm with you there. I like it. I like it. So I'm gonna agree with you there. So there's our topics for yell or no yell this week. Kind of short. Probably be short the rest of this time on out from here for the rest of the season. But hey, you never know. We may come up with some more. Gordon, I want to hit on a few games we didn't get to last week that we didn't get to pick. So let's talk about the Game Above Sports Bowl because I like naming all these bowl games. So let's talk about it. The Game Above Sports Bowl. I didn't watch any of it, but Northwestern beat Central Michigan 34-7.
Hey, Chip Kelly evidently is gonna have something to work with.
Yeah, look at that. 34 points without Chip Kelly. What will they do with him now? The next bowl game that they had, the Rate Bowl. You got to be careful with how you say that. If you get a different letter in there, could be something else. The Rate Bowl. Minnesota beats New Mexico 20-17 in overtime. Another Big Ten win.
Big Ten's been doing pretty good in these bowl games.
Seems like it. The next one that we had on Saturday, the Serve Pro First Responders Bowl. And the UTSA Roadrunners defeated Florida International 57-20. Boy, what a bowl game that was offensively.
Woo! Well, the Roadrunners do score a lot of points.
That they do. Beat me. So then we go to Saturday. And one of my favorite bowls that does not include the playoffs, the Pop-Tarts Bowl. The BYU Cougars defeated Georgia Tech 25-21. Had the big toaster and the big Pop-Tart popping out. What a game.
I would have thought I actually didn't. I figured, didn't think BYU to win that game. I figured they'd be down from getting their butts kicked by Jacob Rodriguez and company for twice this year. And the last one they come off of was worse than the first one.
Do you remember how Georgia Tech played down the stretch? Not good at all.
Yeah, they played like hot garbage.
Yeah.
I was really on them, too, for a while. Then
Haynes King. Yeah, thought he was going to be something there, and then they just nothing the last few weeks of the season. The next bowl game we have the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Virginia won 13-7 over Missouri.
I did not expect that. I thought Missouri would take them.
I thought they would too.
Missouri got lucky a couple times this year, or no, not Missouri. Virginia got lucky a few times this year.
They did. They were 13th in the rank or 19th in the rankings. If they would have beat Duke, they would have been in the playoffs. The next one, the Kinder's Texas Bowl. And the Houston Cougars beat LSU 38-35.
Well, LSU wasn't as good as advertised from the beginning of the year. I think that was one that when I wrote my paper, I wrote like a coin toss game. And I think I took Houston just because it landed on a certain like heads or tails. So I really didn't have no faith in either one of them, really. So.
And then the next one they had on Saturday is the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. The North Texas Mean Green 49-47. Over San Diego State. Boy, now North Texas, they're going to lose everybody because they got some weapons over there. Some young ones, too. The quarterback, Drew
Mestemaker. Yeah, he's a good quarterback, though.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. They got a true freshman, Caleb Hawkins, who was really good for him, too, and a sophomore wide receiver. I don't know if they're all going to Oklahoma State with Eric Morris or not, but wouldn't mind if they come up, to Lexington and, hey, whatever.
Yeah, well, I think they'll follow. Well, the quarterback will follow the coach. That's the one that that's the one you want to take a trip up to Bourbon Country.
Yeah, I'll be all right with that. We do need a running back this year too. So I mean, hey, if Caleb Hawkins wants to come on up, come on down. I'll take it.
I mean, if they played a quarterback that wasn't worth a shit, why wouldn't they pay a running back that could actually do something?
Yeah, Zach Calzada, just give him that money that you got from him and spend it on somebody that was decent.
Yeah. Mr. Calzone.
Yeah, the next bowl game that we had, Go Bowling Military Bowl. East Carolina Pirates defeated the Pitt Panthers. Sorry, Gage. 23-17.
Didn't see that one either because what I saw of East Carolina, which wasn't a whole lot good either. So
I was shocked by that too. I thought Pittsburgh had an outside shot of making the ACC championship game at least, and that was not a good showing. With their players playing, too. Like their quarterback played, their running back played, wide receiver played. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sitting there watching the Tennessee and Illinois game right now.
Tennessee's up 1 right now.
Up 1, yeah. They was getting their ass whooped a little bit ago.
Yeah, I know.
I was watching this because I was really intrigued in watching Illinois' defensive back because there's a couple of them that can come out And I like the one. He's like 6'4", big boy. And yeah, he's a defensive back too. But I didn't get to see a whole lot before we started this. Brazel's not playing.
Oh, he's opted out. Huh?
Chris Brazel's. I think he's injured.
Oh, is he injured?
I think he's hurt. But he didn't play, so you can't gauge it if the number one weapon's out. You know what I mean?
No, you really can't there. And he is their number one weapon by far. The other bowl game, the Bad Boy Motors Pinstripe Bowl. Penn State defeats Clemson 22-10.
And that's bad because Penn State, backup quarterback, backup head coach. Their two running backs sat out. Nick Singleton and Allen didn't play, and then you still whooped their ass. That's bad.
Yeah, that says a lot about Dabo and Clemson over there this year. They've been that bad this year. Yeah. Then the next one, the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Army defeats UConn 40-16.
Evidently, UConn has no run defense. That's all Army does.
I believe Jim Mora left UConn to go to Colorado State, I think it was.
Wow.
Sounds
really?
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least the temperature's better most of the time.
I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, Army I mean, when you don't face Army normally and you run up against that offense, it's hard to figure out. It's hard to prepare for.
Especially when the triple options pain in the butt.
Yeah, it sure is. And then we had the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Fresno beats Miami 18.
Was Tyler Huntley there? Snoop Doggy Dog?
I don't think so. That was Saturday night. So we all know where he was Saturday. Won't talk about it. We'll just move on.
Yeah, I wanted to call him out last night and I forgot. Snoop Doggy Dog. Tyler Snoop Doggy Dog Huntley.
And then last night. Go ahead.
I hear her say that Doggy Dog needs to find himself another jobby job.
The next one we have was last night. It was the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl, and Georgia Southern beats App State 29-10.
That'd been a pretty good game to watch. I mean, I know it's a little lopsided, but I don't get to watch a lot of Georgia. I don't get to watch a lot of those games because they're never on TV, and when they are, they're always on the days I work, like Tuesday and Wednesday.
I can never think of a time where I sat down and thought about a Georgia Southern game. You know what I mean?
Me neither. I mean, sometimes I like watching them little like Sun Belt or action like that.
Yeah, when the Fun Belt's going on in October and there's like you got World Series on one channel and Fun Belt on the other, like we'll sit over here and watch some Western Kentucky, North Texas. Let's go,
Well, I'll tell you what, that Northern Texas USF game earlier this year was a barn burner.
It was
99 points. I think we talked about that for 20 minutes that following day.
Oh, I think
the podcast.
It was great. That game was great. The over/under was like 63, and was it USF?
No, it was 66.
66
66 and a half, and USF had 63-36 was the final.
Yeah, almost got it by themselves. What a game! Like if you like
It was
offense.
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Then we had the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Louisiana Tech beat Coastal Carolina 23-14. That's something.
Wow. I knew Coastal Carolina was decent, but I didn't think they could put up that many points. Okay.
And right now going on the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. Tennessee's up 28-27. Sorry, Tennessee is up 28-27, but Illinois is driving with 4 minutes left in the fourth.
The Fighting Illini is running the ball up the field.
And then we've got the Valero Alamo Bowl tonight. Number 16 USC and TCU. I didn't put this one on because I didn't know if we'd have it picked in time, but I think USC will probably win that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I think USC will. They're pretty good. I mean, he's got to pull something out, rabbit out of the hat somewhere on that offense because it's been good at times and it's been stagnant at times.
This could be actually a pretty good offensive game because TCU, if they got things going, they could put up some points too.
Oh yeah,
but we'll see how it goes. Gordon, let's go ahead now and let's talk about our picks for games that we haven't got to yet. So we're going to pick some bowl games. We're going to pick the playoffs. Next time we record, there'll only be playoff games left, so we're going to go ahead and do all the bowl games that are left, and we'll start out with tomorrow, and that is the ReliaQuest Bowl. Number 23, Iowa, and number 14, Vandy, 12 o'clock on ESPN. Vandy's a 4.5-point favorite. Gordon, what are you thinking here?
I had all the bowl games wrote down because I figured we'd be probably getting to 90% of them.
Yeah.
I got Vandy because I think they were snubbed out of the playoffs, obviously. I mean, Notre Dame has their gripe, but I think Vanderbilt has a bigger gripe. Their one of them was at Vandy, in Vandy. I mean, and they lost, and they probably shouldn't have lost. The 2 games they lost, they had a chance to win the game at the end. So I think Vandy wins. I think they cover. Diego Pavia, 3 touchdown passes and 1 rushing.
I think I'm going to roll with you here. I think Vanderbilt's going to come out. Pavia's last college game ever. He feels like he got snubbed for the Heisman too, so he's probably going to want to put on a show.
And he did. And
he did. So I think that with that being said, I think Vanderbilt wins. I think Vanderbilt kind of wins going away. I know Iowa's, known for the defense. They're not a bad team, but Vanderbilt's going to want to prove a point, and I think that they do tomorrow against Iowa. So give me Vandy. Give me a Vandy cover. The next matchup we've got, bowl game, Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Arizona State versus Duke at 2 o'clock on CBS. Duke is a 3-point favorite. Gordon, I know you don't like to go against Arizona State, but what do you think here?
I mean, I will go against them, but normally not when they're at home. And Duke is good, and they've proved they're good. I mean, they've beat teams that they shouldn't have beat, or at least not on paper looking at they should be. So they're a well-coached team. But I like Arizona State in this game, and they don't have to cover because, well, they're not on the road, but they are the road dogs. As far as, so give me Jesse James.
So Duke coming off of the ACC championship, Manny Diaz was like, maybe they should let us in the playoffs. No, they probably shouldn't, Manny. But, I mean, hey, you would have been a better fit than Tulane, I'm sure. But nevertheless, Arizona State's kind of been down a little bit this year compared to last year, of course. But, I mean, hey, there's that running back that's not there anymore. Kind of hurt things for him. Kenny Dillingham was kind of rumored as a head coach at Michigan. Obviously, that didn't happen, but that would have been interesting, I guess. He's a young guy. I think he's a pretty good coach. I'm with you here. I think Arizona State comes out and beats Duke in this one. And they win and they cover because, well, like you said, there's no road dogs here. But for podcast purposes, they're the road dog. Jesse James. Here we go.
Got it early.
And speaking of a team that almost hired Kenny Dillingham, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Number 18, Michigan versus number 13, Texas at 3 o'clock on ABC. Texas is an 8.5-point favorite. It's actually been bet down to 7 right now. But at the time I done this, it was 8.5. Gordon, what do you think?
I'm me with the team up north is kind of like you with this team that's on the TV right now. I can't pick them. I can't do it. In good conscience, I cannot do it. And not to mention, I don't think Mr. Underwear is that good of a quarterback. I mean, whatever. I don't think he's all that good. Give me Texas. Hook 'em.
Yeah. We'll go with you on this one too, man. I'm going to say hook 'em. Michigan's got their guy, Whittingham. I think he's a good coach. He's not coaching in this game. They're trying to, they've been distracted a little bit, kind of, blindsided by this coaching change that they've had to deal with. And then Texas, I think Texas actually looked pretty decent down the stretch. Arch Manning looked a lot better than he did at the beginning of the year. They finally got some things going. So I think Texas will come out. They'll be like, all right, look, we should have been one of the teams in the playoffs. They've got something to play for and something to prove. I think that they'll come out, they'll beat Michigan. I think that they'll cover that spread too. It's 7 right now, and I think that they'll cover it. So give me Texas. Give me hook them.
Yeah, I think they'd cover it at 8.5. I don't think that would be much of an issue either.
Right. The next matchup we've got here, the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl at 3:30 on ESPN. Nebraska faces number 15 Utah. Utah is a 14-point favorite. Gordon, we talked about they just lost Whittingham. What do you think here in this one?
And I didn't even think about that when I was writing this stuff down this morning, about my picks and stuff. Remember I said I had a couple upsets written down? This is one of them. Not only did they lose, their coach, and he's a good defensive coach, but Nebraska can't put points up. And if you don't scheme right, they can put points up, and I don't think they're going to be able to. Give me Nebraska with a nice big upset.
So I don't know right here. Utah losing Whittingham. I think he'd already announced that he was stepping away from the program, but he was going to finish out the year or whatever. I don't think he's finishing it now. What worries me about Nebraska is who's their quarterback now? With little Patrick Mahomes being hurt and injured. I don't think he's great or anything, but he was decent. In Utah, they play pretty good defense. I think I'm going to go with Utah on this one, but I think Nebraska covers in this one. But give me Utah to win and start off whoever their coach is now, era on a good note. I don't even know who did Utah hire. Do we know?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think I think they got it interim right now. Maybe the offense or defense coordinator is probably the head coach right now for time being.
Yeah, but I think that they'll win the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl, a bowl they'll be talking about for years to come.
I love the names of these bowls.
I do too. That's why we're just picking these right here for the bowl games, so mostly because it's hilarious.
We need to have a bowl game with the two worst teams in college football, sponsored by Lysol.
The Toilet Bowl. Speaking of a game that's not going to be a Toilet Bowl game, and we got tomorrow night, New Year's Eve, the college football quarterfinal at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Number 10 Miami Hurricanes versus the number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes at 7:30 on ESPN. Ohio State's a 9.5-point favorite. Gordon, are you going to end the year off on a good note?
Hopefully, it's not ending off the year.
Ending off the calendar year.
Ending off the calendar year. I believe so. I wrote down a few things, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
My confidence level in this game is a 7. It's not real high because Miami can play defense, and they're pretty good. I'm more hoping that Carson Beck plays like Carson Beck last year with Georgia than the beginning of the year with Miami.
Louisville Carson Beck would be great.
Yeah. So I have on my people to watch it. This game really depends on the offensive play calling. Is it conservative or is it aggressive? Because if it's conservative, it's going to be just like the Big Ten championship game. And if it's aggressive, it's going to be kind of more like it was against Illinois and Michigan, the team up north. It's going to be more like them, a lot of points, playing aggressive, a lot of throwing. We're going to have Tate and Smith, but key players I want, not just the ones, and just in this game I did this, for not just the ones that you're thinking of, like Malachi Toney, Jackson, Smith, Carnell Tate, them. Good players to watch for OSU would be Brandon Ennis, because if they got good corners, how good is that third cornerback? Can he guard Brandon Ennis? And on the Miami side, the wide receiver opposite of Malachi Toney, Daniels, because we got one really good corner and we got one freshman or redshirt freshman, I think. He's good, but he's green. So that's going to tell a lot about how the game's going to go. But, of course, I don't take the cover or not, just OSU. Buckeyes.
So Miami got a big win last week in their first round playoff game against Texas A&M. Defensive battle. I kind of think Texas A&M kind of struggled a little bit the last part of the year. They won a few games that they probably should have lost. And then finally Texas beat them and lost that game. And then just, limped in against Miami. Ohio State, they lost the Big Ten championship before that, 12-0 before that. I think Ohio State comes out tomorrow night and they make a statement in this game against Miami. I think that they win. I think that they cover this right here. I think they get it going. They get the offense play calling the way they need it to be, and they move on to the semifinals.
Right.
Happy New Year. And speaking of the New Year, we begin the New Year off with the college football quarterfinal at the Capital One Orange Bowl. Number 5, Oregon Ducks, and the number 4, Texas Tech Red Raiders. At 12 o'clock on ESPN, Oregon is a 2.5-point favorite. Gordon, this has the potential to be game of the quarterfinals. What do you think?
It does. I mean, be honest with you, give me Texas Tech in this one and a cover because it's only 2.5 points. No, Oregon's favored. Upset my bad. But for Texas Tech, the player I'm going to be watching for Texas Tech is the wide receiver, Benson. And for the Ducks, the running back, Dickey Doo. Go watch it. I mean, I don't know the backup players as well as I do Ohio State, so, I can't really do that with them because I would say someone, and they say, no, he's pretty much, the main one. Well, I didn't know because I don't watch them as much. I do watch a little bit, but I got Texas Tech. Evidently, I got an upset too because I thought they said that Texas Tech was a favorite earlier. Evidently not.
It's Oregon. When I put it down, it's Oregon, and right now it's still Oregon 2.5.
Okay. Cool.
Oregon, they've not looked. I mean, they don't seem like they should be the number 5 team in the land this year. They really haven't beaten anybody. The only big marquee game that they had was Indiana, and Indiana thumped them at their place.
Yeah. I
hope Will Stein and the offense has a pretty good game. But Texas Tech, I believe, overall, Morton, the quarterback I just seen, he's out of his boot, and he's 100% healthy. First time all year that he's been healthy, completely healthy. He's a difference maker for Texas Tech on offense. That offense can really get to going. But the thing is with Texas Tech is not their offense. It's that defense, man. A Big 12 team with the defense and those linebackers.
3 stud linebackers.
Yeah, all right there in the middle. And I think that's going to be your difference maker in this game. I think Texas Tech wins this. Gordon, it's scary that we're going together on most of these here, but I've got Texas Tech winning this one too. And I think it's kind of crazy that they're the underdogs in this one. So give me the Red Raiders in this one. And of course, give me a Red Raiders cover because they're the home dogs. Actually, they're not the home dogs because they're going to Miami, but whatever.
The Philly Guns.
The next matchup we've got here, the college football quarterfinal at the Rose Bowl. Number 9, Alabama Crimson Tide versus number 1, Indians I put on here, but it's Indiana. At 4 o'clock on ESPN, IU is a 6.5-point favorite. Right now they're at 7. Gordon, what do you think?
Here's another. IU is the favorite. This here's another one where I said I had a few underdogs. I've got Alabama. I've got Bama. Now here's the key though. How does Jan Miller run in this game? If he could run half as good as he has most of the year when he's been playing, Alabama's going to control the clock and Alabama's going to beat them. And it won't be close because their quarterback is pretty good. I mean, he's a good quarterback. I know Fernando Mendoza de la Jesus is got the Heisman Trophy. He didn't deserve it. That should have went to Mr.
Go Diego, go.
Go Diego, go. Diego the Explorer Pavia. But that's my opinion. Take it for what it is. But Jan Miller, and of course we know Indiana is the guy that you need to watch out on that one is Surratt, Elijah Surratt. There's no secret there. But if Jan Miller can run and can control that clock and make Mendoza's clock speed up, because if they're scoring points and taking a lot of time off the clock, wearing down the defense, he's going to have to hit chunk plays and have to start forcing the balls. You don't play well against Alabama if you start forcing stuff. Everybody, that's not a big secret either. Some teams you can do it on. Alabama's not one of them. So give me Alabama and I guess another Mr. Jesse James, another road dog. Not really, but you know.
This is crazy. Because I also had a certain team here in an upset. I thought this was going to be the upset of the weekend. I've got Alabama winning this game against Indiana. Indiana, they've had a great season, 13-0, number 1. And then Alabama, 3 losses, controversial pick to be in the playoffs. Facing Oklahoma in the first game, tough game. Alabama come out and they exercise the Sooner Demons, and they win. And I think that they just get the momentum going here. The stage is going to be too bright for Mendoza and the boys, I think. Give me Bama. Bama's been there before, even with a new coach and new players. They're still Alabama.
Well, their coach was there like a couple years ago, too.
He was at Washington in the national championship game. Yeah. So give me Alabama in this one and give me an Alabama cover because they're the proverbial road dogs. Jesse James.
Yeah, we're agreeing way too much. We've only disagreed one time.
We are. And now, especially, I would definitely go Alabama if they were playing the Indians because, Cleveland, playing baseball, I know they're the Guardians now, whatever. But, yeah, I would definitely take Alabama in that matchup right there for sure if we're playing football. Playing baseball may be a different story. But the next matchup we've got, and it rounds out the New Year's Day lineup for us, the college football quarterfinal at the All-State Sugar Bowl. Number 6, Ole Miss. Number 3, Georgia. 8 o'clock on ESPN. Georgia is a 6.5-point favorite. This is a rematch from earlier in the season. The only loss Ole Miss has on the season is to Georgia. Gordon, what do we think here?
This is one of them games where, it's hard to beat the same team twice in the same season, especially in college football. To beat them last time, and I don't think it was real convincing, but a win's a win. But this one really depends on Kyron Lacey. He's supposed to be playing. How healthy is he? I mean, he's a big one, and can Ole Miss stop Branch from Georgia or their running game? That's the big thing, mainly Branch. But I want to see Ole Miss do well to give I don't even want to say his name. That irritated me so bad. But anyways, I ain't going against Georgia. Give me Georgia, but not a cover. I believe it's going to be a 3-point game.
So the last time these two teams faced, Ole Miss had a pretty good size lead over Georgia. Georgia ended up coming back, ended up beating them in a close game there. Like you said, not convincing a whole lot. Lane Kiffin's not there anymore for Ole Miss. Is that going to make a difference? I don't know. Kewan Lacey, the running back.
Yeah. I said his name wrong. My bad.
Yeah. The one you mentioned was the LSU wide receiver from last year, RIP. But, so Ole Miss, he's supposed to play this week, so that should be good. There have been, I believe, what did I hear? 5 in the 12 years of the college football playoff. There have been 5 rematches in the college football playoff. Do you know how many of those was won by where the team won both games?
Probably once.
It was once, and it was Ole Miss against Tulane. That's the only time a rematch where the teams won twice. But I think that this is where the road probably ends for Ole Miss here in the Lane Kiffin story. But you know what? Just to be different here, Gordon, give me the Road Dogs in this one. Give me Ole Miss to kind of stick at the Lane Kiffin just a little bit more and make that college football semifinals here.
I wouldn't be mad at that. They're both good teams.
Give me the Rebels, and of course, give me the Rebels to cover. So yeah, two SEC teams squaring off in the quarterfinal should be a good one, and that caps off New Year's Day bowl games. But wait, Gordon, we've got a few more to pick here.
Oh yeah.
And on Friday, we've got the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl at 1 o'clock on ESPN. We got the Rice Owls and the Texas State Bobcats, maybe?
I think it is Bobcats.
Texas State's a 13.5-point favorite. Gordon, what do you think here?
Well, considering I don't watch anything of neither one of these teams, give me Texas State in a Rice cover. Rice can't put up points. I won a few wagers with them last year, straight up on bets, because they was constantly underdogs, and they was better than to be underdogs. So, but anyways, give me Texas State, but they won't cover.
So this here, Rice, they're 5-7 on the season. Didn't even, really get bowl eligible to make a bowl here. In Texas State, they're like 6-6. Not great. I'm with you here. I don't ever think of these two teams like ever. You tell me Rice is a team, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. There is a team called Rice in Texas. Okay, whatever. And that's all I ever think about them. So give me Texas State to win this one. And for funsies, let's have Texas State cover too. Why not? And the next matchup we've got, I've heard of these two teams. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl at 4:30 on ESPN. Navy takes on Cincinnati. Navy's a 7-point favorite. Gordon, what do you think here?
Well, there's one thing you know for sure. Every member of Navy, if they're eligible to play, they will be there. If they're not injured, they will be on that field.
There's no
just how their military schools are. So give me. Oh, look at there. Illinois beat the Volunteers. Damn, that's pretty cool. Anyways, Back to this. I don't think Cincinnati has the defense to stop that running attack. Not to mention their quarterback can throw the ball too. I think he had one game where he had over 400 yards passing. Maybe not, but yeah, my cat's trying to get in the picture here. But anyway, so give me Navy and a Navy cover.
Okay. I'm kind of with you here on this one. Cincinnati, they've looked decent some parts of the season, and other parts it's like, okay, that's not what we were expecting from them. Kind of middle of the pack, Big Ten team. They ended up 7-5. Navy, they got that offense that kind of it's hard to prepare for. I can't even talk. For.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say. So I think Navy comes out, and like you said, there's no opting out with Navy in these bowl games. They're playing. There's no opt out at all. So give me Navy to win and give me a Navy cover in this one. And maybe these next two picks, I'll be able to talk a little bit better. And we go to the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. Now, I don't know who Will is, but he's got a Holiday Bowl here at 8 o'clock on Fox.
But can you trust him?
I don't know. Can you trust him? Trust?
I don't know him well enough to trust him.
Is it Will that we're trusting, or is it a guy named Trust and Will? I'm confused here on this Holiday Bowl, but it's the Arizona. It's the Arizona Wildcats and the SMU Mustangs. Arizona's a 3-point favorite here. Gordon, what do you think? Who's going to win the infamous Trust and Will Holiday Bowl, and who do you trust in this one?
To be honest with you, I think I trust SMU a little bit more. A little bit. Not a whole lot, a little bit. They can't put up points, and sometimes Arizona struggles to put up points. A couple times SMU did, but I will. Anyways, and SMU was really close to making it in on the ACC. I mean, if they'd have won that last game, they would have been in the ACC championship game, and would have probably knocked one of them group of fives out. But anyways,
California,
they should have been knocked out.
Yeah.
But give me SMU, and of course they cover because according to this one right here, they are the home dogs. Billy Gunn.
So I've seen a little bit of Arizona. They actually beat some decent Big 12 teams this year. Not bad. Decent season for them. I mean, there was nothing where you thought they was going to be in the college football playoff. But Kifka, their quarterback over there, not Kitna, but Kifka, their quarterback, he's had a pretty decent season this year. They had McMillan last year. Ted McMillan, he was really good, but they had the same quarterback with him last year. They had a really good season, and then the wheels kind of fell off when we went out to California, and California beat them, and that was the end of their bid for the ACC championship and the playoff. So, Gordon, you went with SMU. I'm going to roll with the favorites in this one, and give me the Arizona Wildcats, and give me a push. It'll be a field goal game. Arizona wins. And the final game of bowl season, other than the playoffs, we've got the Duke's Mayo Bowl at 8 o'clock on ESPN. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Mississippi State's a 3-point favorite. Gordon, Mississippi State is also 5-7 and made a bowl. You're going to take a 5-7 team from the SEC. Why not take Kentucky? What do you think, Gordon?
I think out of all the wins, I think Kentucky had a better win than Mississippi State did. Might because they fired their coach. Actually, they would have probably did better. Anyways, you know what? Mississippi State's 5-7. And I wrote this down here, and I know when I wrote this down there, I thought, well, I said this is going to be a loss, but I'm going to do it anyways. Give me Wake Forest to upset Mississippi State because they don't have the cowbells in this bowl game. Going to down some Duke's Mayo. Oh, God, that'd be nasty. Drinking Mayo straight. That's nasty.
This should be This should be the Duke's Mayo Bowl presented by Will Levis, right? But I think that, these two teams right here, SEC versus ACC. We just had the Illinois beat Tennessee, Big Ten, SEC. I think that, and then we had, who was it? Virginia beat Missouri, ACC. Anyways, I think I'm going to go with Mississippi State here. They had a pretty big win earlier in the season. They beat Arizona State at Mississippi State. But I think Mississippi State comes out. I think they win this one. I think that they actually cover that 3-point spread. So I'm going to roll with them as my last pick for the bowl season.
I pretty much just said Wake Forest ain't that good, but Mississippi State's 5-7. They ain't that good either. So I was like, well, let's flip the coin and see where it lands.
Yeah.
It landed on Wake.
And the next time we come on here, we will be down to the final four of the playoffs. Gordon, exciting times here, man. Very exciting.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good football, regardless if I hope my team wins. Like I said, I don't have the highest confidence level in them. 7. Not like most of the games where I'm like 9. If something goes wrong, there's a lot that can go wrong against a team with a good defense. But I have trust in my team because Jeremiah Smith is hard to cover. So when in doubt, throw it to 4. Although they forgot that in the Big Ten championship game, he was running in the end zone. Every time he was in the red zone, he'd be down there. There'd be someone 6 inches shorter than him trying to cover him. They didn't throw the ball in his direction.
Yeah, you got to throw it in his direction, and then you'll have Carnell Tate over there too. I just think that it should be a good 4 games for college football playoff here. And next time we get on here, we'll be down to the semis, and before you know it, Gordon, we'll be talking college football championship in just a few weeks. It's crazy.
And that one game, if the Indians win, I hope Indiana makes it to the end and faces Ohio State in the end.
That'd be a really good. It'd be a really good rematch right there, and we'll see who the actual best team is at that point in time.
Yeah, and then you got to beat them twice.
Yeah, that'd be hard to do.
Last year during regular season, Oregon beat Ohio State too with a cheater play that was actually legal. It was a loophole, but when they met him in the playoff, Oregon got their asses whooped bad.
They did. Can't wait to watch them. Should be fun. No. Fun few weeks here, or fun few days here of football, and then we got pros on Sunday. And then next week, we're in playoff mode for football on NFL and college. So that'll do it for us here. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for subscribing to us. And keep checking us out in the new year. Getting bigger and better as we go. And we'll catch you all next time.
And if you're on Apple Podcasts, rate and review, please.
Yes, Apple. The code we've got up right here, I forgot to mention, is for if you have us on iHeartRadio. You just scan that right there. It'll take you right to our iHeartRadio page, and you can listen to the podcast there if you choose to. So if you like us there, rate and review us there too, and leave comments. We like the comments. We'll catch you all.
We love the comments.
We'll catch you all in the next one.